Good evening and welcome to from all Stones Bitter Clash, originally scheduled for the 8th of January. Wigan have finally decided to fit Halifax into the schedule. They've had one or two opportunities before but turned them down. But they finally get it together tonight. They're playing again on Sunday at Central Park. There's a much bigger crowd at Thrumall than the 3,800 that was here on Sunday, the lowest crowd of the season. Steve Sims forced into changes again due to injuries. Craig Dean at full-back, John Bentley, John Schuster, Simon Baldwin out of the second row to try and keep hold of Twigamala and Preston out of the back line. Hagan and Parker at half-backs. Fieldhouse off the bench with Rowley getting over the dead leg in the front row with Devote. Moriarty and Jackson in the second row. Put it loose forward. Carl Gillespie sustaining 13 stitches in a head wound last week in the Alliance match on the bench with Martin Kettry. Today's matchday host, Candy, the manufacturers of domestic appliances, been here on a number of occasions before. And welcome to them and their guests, and they'll be hoping to see Halifax beat Wigan for only the second time this season. And today's mascot is Chris Kerry, attends Bailiff Bridge School. His hobbies are watching Halifax and Manchester United and almost all sports. His favourite player is John Bentley. His father, according to the programmes, works for the same team as his dad, the Boys in Blue. And John Bentley, this is the man that made the news recently when John Bentley was in Australia. John Bentley said send him a postcard, but he didn't. He got the message eventually, and he'll be hoping to see his favourite player score some tries tonight. Jack, if you...
Well, Wigan tonight without Martin Afire, Kelvin Skerritt and Mick Cassidy all injured in the semi-final victory over Oldham at the weekend. And of course another trip back to Yorkshire tonight. Wigan, if they win, will go 5 points clear at the top of the championship table. Great situation for the Riverside. The good news as far as Wigan are concerned is that Sean Edwards has passed the fitness test. He links up once again with Frano Botica at the half-back position. Henry Paul at full-back on the wings, Jason Robinson, and another opportunity for Wigan youngster Chris Redlinski. No Martin Afire, of course. Veer Twiglamala and Gary Connolly occupy the centre positions. O'Connor comes in to replace Kelvin Skerritt. Martin Hall and Neil Cowie make up the front row. Dennis Betts links up with Farrell in the second row. Phil Clark at loose forward. On the bench tonight for the Riversiders, Paul Aitchison and BJ Mather. And Wigan just one league defeat so far this season, looking of course to cruise to the 6th successive title on the trot. O'Connor trying to play his way surely into the Challenge Cup squad. Had a good season at Wigan. Betts making progress down the centre of the field. Good tackle by John Fieldhouse. And now it's Martin Hall, scurries forward from acting half-back. Scampers towards the halfway line. Referee Colin Morris signals the last tackle. Edwards spins it out wide. Touch of confusion there. Eventually it's Botica who puts a long touch-finding kick in deep into the Halifax half. And that's a good kick from Frano Botica. There's a touch of confusion originally. I thought the pass from Edwards may be intended for Henry Paul. And Halifax, despite the fact they've got head and ball, have some defending to do. Parker to feed the scrum. Just outside the Halifax 20-metre line. Across the line it goes. Good work immediately from Bentley. Tackled by Phil Clark. Halifax moving up quickly. Moriarty charges forward, but runs into a three-man Wigan welcoming committee. Pitch in good condition, quite firm. Been a lot of bad weather yesterday, of course, but certainly no snow on the field, and I'm sure the players are pretty grateful for that situation. Here comes Fieldhouse on the halfway line. Good tackling though from Wigan at the moment. Halifax up, anxious to get off to a good start and move the ball quickly. Gurgle Schuster ran straight at Sean Edwards. Needed help from Connolly, but good approach play in the early stages from Fax. The kick to touch comes in from Parker, but it won't find touch. Right into the weighted arms of Chris Redlinski. Another Wigan youngster, of course, who's impressed when he's been given opportunities in the first team this season. And Henry Paul. Martin Hall. Cowie. Hall again, as always, at dummy half. That's Andy Farrell. Wigan now on the move down that right centre channel with Dennis Betts, makes good progress. The touch judge is on. I can only assume that's a penalty to Wigan. A lot of shouts of derision from the home supporters. They thought it was a forward pass, and it could well have been. It certainly wasn't spotted by the touch judge, nor the referee Colin Morris, but the offence in the tackle was. Wigan will put Halifax under pressure from this penalty. Frano Botica will pump it forward. And Fax with a bit of defensive work to do in the early stages. Martin Hall, here comes O'Connor, makes it to the edge of the 20-metre line, but good tackling from Halifax, the two prop forwards combining well. That's Fieldhouse and Gary Devorty. Long high pass across to Botica, via Twiglamala to Connolly, goes for the run around, doesn't get it. More good tackling from Halifax, but Wigan looking pretty dangerous. They set up a good field position, but that's a knock-on. That's a bad error from Inga. Not the sort of thing that the Wigan supporters are familiar with. An unforced error, but nonetheless, Halifax will be grateful for it. Their head and ball. Again, Halifax move the ball quickly across to John Bentley. Parker again involved. Jackson. Tackling's pretty fierce, as you might expect in the early stages here at Throm Hall. And that's Parker trying to jink his way forward. Here come Fax again. That's a good dummy from the hooker. Smart work there from Paul Rowley. Encouraging moment certainly for Fax. And here come the big men linking up from the back. Devorty charges forward. Halifax just inside the Wigan half of the field, but they're up to the last tackle. Across it comes to Parker. The kick to touch comes in, that's charged down by Betts. Fax back in possession. Referee quite rightly wipes it clean. It was Jackson who eventually regained possession for Halifax. And Schuster with a little bit of a shimmy forward. Devereux, strong and big stride forward from Devereux. And these are certainly good moments for Halifax. They're forcing Wigan into some early defensive work. Can they stretch it across the line? Parker, across it comes. The support will arrive, but the ball didn't. It was Michael Hagan who decided to play with the percentages. It's now with the fullback Craig Dean. That's a good bomb. It's a real tester for Henry Paul. Oh, that's good play from the Wigan fullback. Superb catch by Henry Paul. A good kick as well from the Halifax youngster Craig Dean. A lot of pressure on Henry Paul. And as you can see, there is quite a bit of snow in that particular in-goal area. That's the only little bit of snow on the pitch, and he could have easily have lost his footing there. That was copybook fullback play. An excellent catch from Henry Paul. Drop out, low trajectory chosen, and straight to Devereux, who immediately puts Moriarty, sorry. Paul Moriarty, not John Devereux. Don't know where that one came from, but it's a scrum down. Head and ball to Halifax. So more pressure for the Wigan team to deal with. Halifax being roared on at the moment, and they're looking impressive. The ball comes out from Hagan. Across it comes. There's Dean. The link-up play is good. Schuster trying to get into his stride. Had support from Bentley. Couldn't get the ball out. There goes Bentley now, though, making progress. Halifax looking very dangerous. Just 20 metres out. Good work from Parker. Skips his way forward. Jinks his way into a good field position. Good work from Halifax. Pressure here now to be applied by Gary Devorty. Just 10 metres from that Wigan try line. A switch of play. The angle of the attack has been changed. It's back inside. The big man's there again. That's Moriarty. But the attack peters out. A touch disappointingly as far as Halifax are concerned. But they'll be encouraged by this start they've made. Still a long way to go. There's Veer Twiglamala. Tries to break through a couple of tackles, and he's got the ball out. and that wasn't a knock-on, and here come Halifax again with Bentley. Another error from Ingat has presented Halifax with possession. The interception came, but it certainly wasn't a knock-on. Halifax on the charge again. He's with the hooker, Paul Rowley, just 10 metres from the line. Good moments here for Halifax. The charge comes again. Devorte is being forced back at the moment. Fieldhouse there to assist him, and Fieldhouse now goes from acting halfback. He's got to go alone, there's no support, and he almost made it. Out it comes across to Parker. Parker dummies forward. Oh, that could be an obstruction try. What is the referee going to do about that? He's going to again send Edwards to the sin bin, and you can't really argue with it, but has he given the try? I don't think he has.
Colin Morris didn't see a try there, everybody else in the crowd did, but they've seen Schuster kick the goal to put Halifax into the lead for the first time at 2-0 after 10 minutes. Halifax's record point scorer helped himself to his second record of the season on Sunday when he broke Colin Whitfield's record earlier in the season at Doncaster. 32 points broke Bruce Burton's record. He'll be looking for some more tonight, but Halifax in the first 10 minutes worthy of the 6-point lead as Dean takes it from the kick-off up to the 20-metre line. Most of the first 10 minutes played in Wigan's half of the field. Here comes Moriarty, making 10 metres, put it off the short ball. Running the angles, almost breaking away. Botica and Betts bringing him down. Devorte running out wide. Farrell bringing him down 2 metres from halfway. Rowley up quickly from acting half. Into Cowie and Betts getting over halfway. The 5th tackle. Back to Parker for the kick. That one high in the air again to test Henry Paul. Safe under those high balls is the New Zealander that played with Wakefield last season and makes a good 10 yards out of defence. Robinson from acting half making another 10 up towards halfway. Paul joining again. Good run by Henry Paul, taking him almost to the halfway line. O'Connor drives over it into Fieldhouse, but Fieldhouse not letting go of O'Connor. Drags him down. Wigan look for the quick play. Hall, Botica switching the play. Running away from the support, invites Tuigamala on the inside. Tuigamala busting through the tackles of the Halifax defence and taking Wigan back 23 metres away from the Halifax line. The last tackle, Botica, this time to test Dean. Dean comes forward, misjudges the bounce. It's come up for Wigan with Robinson on the far side. Wigan with 6 more tackles, 6 metres away from the Halifax line. Halifax move out quickly. Rowley was the first man. He traps Botica, but Botica gets it away to Martin Hall and takes it back again to within 5 metres. Botica, Clark, Wigan looking to move it out wide. Farrell running out wide, brings Connolly on the inside. Connolly against Dean. Dean hasn't the power to stop him. Halifax didn't close the gap up, but that try coming from the misjudgment of the ball by Craig Dean. Wigan moving it out. Connolly coming on the inside pass, stepping through Craig Dean tackle, an instant reply to put them into the lead at 4-2. Plenty of support from the Halifax supporters in the scratching shed. Plenty to encourage their team. Schuster from the centre. Tuigamala waits on the touchline for it bouncing. Halifax defenders moving in, but Tuigamala so hard to put down. Just got better and better with each game as Tuigamala. But Halifax give away the penalty. Dean get back to take it. It wasn't put into touch. Robinson, the first man there. So is Farrell. Dean gets up to try and continue. Gets it away to Preston. Preston to Hagan. Now to Jackson. Sunday's man of the match. Back to full fitness, playing at his best against Workington on Sunday, looking for another big game tonight. Bentley inside to Jackson. brushes away from Betts and takes it up to halfway. Takes 3 men to put Jackson down this time. O'Connor appealing for the knock-on. Devote running straight, but a superb tackle by Martin Hall puts an end to that run. Moriarty charging through, makes another 10 metres. Halifax go looking for more points. Hagan, the kick, trying to put it into space, forcing Henry Paul back behind his hand line. Paul steps over the touchline, still trying to get out of trouble, gets the pass away, but Colin Morris just saw a foot over the dead ball line. Not very clear, the markings at the back there where the snow is. But an amazing sense of balance from Henry Paul. Just nudged over, good pressure by Bentley. Henry Paul seemed to take an age to bend down and pick the ball up. Perhaps a bit wary of the bounce in the slippery conditions in that Wigan in-goal area. Farrell drops out, Moriarty takes it well. 10 metres inside the Wigan half and makes 15 back towards the Wigan try line. Fieldhouse off the short ball, looking for support, nobody there for John Fieldhouse. Rowley from acting half to within 10 metres. Halifax looking for the first try, looking to go back into the lead. Parker switches it. Hagan, chance for Baldwin against Twigamala, gets it back to Hagan, but Hagan just unable to keep his feet. Manages to get the pass away to Preston, but Preston dragged over the touchline. Colin Morris signalling the tackle had been made. Halifax are going to get the penalty. Well, I didn't see a penalty there, Jack. I thought it was one movement, but after that earlier decision with the Edwards incident, what do you think?
Well, it's not just what I think. I think the referee is the only person in Thrum Hall that didn't decide or should have made the decision to give Halifax an obstruction try. He certainly made the right decision sending Edwards to the sin bin. There can be no doubt about that, but he should have really given the penalty try to Halifax. Steve Hampson is up here on the gantry, the former Wigan player, of course, and good news for him today because he's had his plaster taken off his arm injury, but and he agrees as well with the many thousands apart from the referee. I think he's the only person who thought it shouldn't have been a penalty try, and of course Wigan have hit back in good fashion, but the chance now for Halifax to level it up, although it is a difficult conversion. But as you said before, the two best goal kickers in rugby league on view tonight.
Well, Schuster has been known to miss him from a lot nearer than this, but the ones from the touch line, he always seems to look that little bit easier. It's high enough, it's under the post. Connolly's setting well behind his own line. Good pressure by Bentley. Well, perhaps that may have been applied just to get the ball behind the Wigan line, put them under pressure, get the ball back and have another 6 tackles, Jack.
Well, certainly a lot of pressure for Wigan to contend with at the moment as Botica drops out straight to Parker. Halifax have all the full 6 to go at, and they're certainly going at Wigan in fine fashion at the moment. But Wigan in the lead by 4 points to 2. The try scorer, Gary Connolly, he's doing the tackling at the moment. The referee looks at the touch judge, and that's another penalty to Halifax. Dennis Betts can't believe it. And I don't think the referee is having the best of games, quite frankly. Whether he shouted held in the tackle, it's impossible for us to know, of course, but another opportunity now for Halifax to level it up as Schuster prepares to take this penalty kick.
Yeah. I didn't hear the referee shout held then, the ball came out, but it should have been play on actually, Jack, I think.
Well, the referee's a sole judge. Colin Morris certainly hasn't endeared himself to either sets of the spectators here tonight. 4-2 at the moment, but this is a good opportunity now for Schuster. Couple of steps to the left-hand side, and it could be a crucial kick, this. It's there, it's 4-all. You can't really argue with it. They certainly don't deserve to be behind Halifax. We're coming up to the midway stage in the first half, and Edwards is back on, of course, after having 10 minutes in the sin bin. Halifax in possession, though. It's with the fullback, Dean. Scampers forward. Beautiful evening, incidentally, here at Thrum Hall. Slight hold up while Dean Well, looks a touch groggy, doesn't he? Play continues meanwhile. Fieldhouse, his former club, of course, Oldham, beaten in the semi-final on Saturday, and Craig Dean, just out of your shot, is in all kinds of trouble. He's having treatment lied on the floor, and we think it's concussion. It certainly looked to me, because he got to his feet very groggily. Play continues. Fax on the charge again. Parker's kicked a touch, and that's a good one. Oh no, it won't bounce in. Well, it bounced the wrong way, didn't it? Collected though now by Chris Rudlinski. Running across the face at the moment, but good work from the Wigan winger. He's got a penalty. And at the other end of the field, Craig Dean is being helped off the pitch, and we're going to see a substitution. And Craig Dean was in all kinds of trouble. He looks very, very groggy. He never really recovered. He went down in the tackle, and he certainly looked groggy when he got to his feet. And I think it's going to be Martin Ketteridge who's going to come on. And it looks as though Gary Devorty has gone to fullback. So Ketteridge on, Dean off, sadly, with concussion. Wigan restart with the penalty kick, and they're already on the halfway line. They take the penalties very quickly. And there's O'Connor. Well, good tackling from Halifax. Fieldhouse, and an early tackle there for the substitute, Martin Ketteridge. There's the other prop forward, Cowie. Tight game so far, coming up to 24 minutes, 4 apiece. Farrell. More good tackling from Halifax. That was Paul Moriarty. Now that's Henry Paul going forward, the Kiwi, who's hit a rich vein of form for Wigan really since round about Christmas time. There's another Kiwi. It's a Kiwi combination at the moment, but that one dropped the ball. The referee said it went back. It's Botica who plays it quickly to yet another Kiwi, via Twiglamala. Penalty to Wigan. And this could be meat and drink to Frano Botica. Wigan should restore their lead here. I must confess, I'm at a loss to think what that possibly could have been for. I can only see him obstruction.
Well, I don't know what it is with Colin Morris. He could have played on then, to me. I mean, to my mind, it's spoiling a good game. There's what, all right, Parker earlier on perhaps went a little high, nothing malicious, but I don't see any reason for all the penalties. Is he stopping a flowing game at the moment, Jack?
Well, Botica, I would say, being in Halifax, dare I say, I've put my mortgage on kicking it.
Mortgage on last one there.
6-4, it's hit the post. Well, I thought it was going to go in. The ball's bouncing all over the place. It was going up in for 2 points until the final moment, and it hit the inside of the post. We're still 4 apiece. Game on. Fax in possession with Fieldhouse. Parker switches to the left-hand side. Another powerful run forward from Moriarty. He's made a big impression in the early stages, Moriarty. Gets to his feet. Across it comes again to Parker. Parker now goes to the acting half-back position. And that was a knock-on, said the referee, Colin Morris. Can we assume they'll get possession? Yes, we can. Out it comes. Phil Clark turns it inside to Gary Connolly. Connolly nailed. Great hat-trick of tries, of course, on Saturday against Oldham in the Challenge Cup final. I was talking about John Fieldhouse before. He played for Oldham against Wigan the last time Oldham made it to the semi-final. O'Connor drives forward. Good field position work now by Wigan. And all of a sudden, the switch of play is going to test Halifax defensive strategy. Out it comes to Edwards. Edwards across the line. Farrell slipped on that left foot, managed to regain his balance, but he lost the momentum of the move, and Fieldhouse came in with a tackle. This is Edwards. Good support from Veer Twiglamala. Good tackling though from Halifax. Can they put the big man down? Yes, they can. And there's a lot that can't, I can tell you. Edwards dummies forward. Switch of play from Edwards out to Martin Hall. Martin Hall chips the ball forward. That's Gary Devorty, I think, the covering player, who's gone to fullback, of course, because Craig Dean went off injured. And it's very even, the game at the moment. Halifax back in possession. John Bentley. Certainly plenty of enthusiasm through this Halifax team. And Steve Hampton, who's up here on the gantry, I think he described it that the lads were buzzing in the dressing room before, and they've come out all guns blazing. But whatever happens, it's going to be a good game. I think we can fairly safely say that. 25 minutes into the first half. Fieldhouse looks for support. It wasn't a good pass, but it was well controlled by Paul Rowley in the end. It's with the substitute Kettridge immediately into his stride. Can't get past Cowick. That's a head-high tackle, said Morris. And after what's gone on previously, I think he had to give that one. Schuster, dare I say it this time, with what appears to be an easy two-pointer.
Well, it should be, Jack. You've lost your mortgage on the last one, mate. I'm sorry, but a nice semi-detached cardboard box if you want it. So Schuster again to put Halifax in the lead. Just to the left-hand side of the uprights. 32 metres out. 2 from 2. Against Botica's 2, or 1 miss and 1 near miss. But it doesn't matter, they hit the post, they come back, they don't count. Wigan with just the try on the board from Connolly. Schuster's 2 penalties, this one to make it 3. And this one will make bring Schuster's total up to 500 points for Halifax. In 61 games, it's quite an achievement when you consider that Paul Bishop kicked for the most of last season. Halifax supporters say yes, linesmen say yes, the flags go up. Halifax back in the lead again, courtesy of John Schuster's boot. In the 27th minute, they now lead 6 points to 4. And it's getting a bit colder at Thrumall. But there's enough action this afternoon to keep this evening to keep both sets of supporters warm. Over 7,000 people at Thrumall. Schuster takes it from the kick-off. Betts slowing him down with a one hand. Cowie completes the tackle. Jackson running off the short ball. Hall and Farrell put him down eventually. Parker out to Baldwin. Baldwin away from Twiglamala into Robinson. Robinson trying to force him over that bottom touchline. Moriarty running strongly off the short ball up to halfway. Betts and all the welcoming committee. Now Halifax look to move it out wide. Schuster step inside Connolly, still going. Egan in support, gets it to Bentley. Bentley knocks it backwards. Colin Morris doesn't say so, and neither do the Halifax supporters beneath the gantry. Tremendous sleight of hand by Michael Egan to Bentley. Bentley looked to turn his back on the ball. He's having a word with Colin Morris. But that break from Schuster, the step inside Connolly, put Halifax into the position. They just couldn't take advantage. And Wigan will come away from their own line again with Henry Paul. Radlinski drifting in off the wing, but just hitting a patch of mud there, which helps to put him down. Clark can't get away from Moriarty. Perritt making sure he doesn't get back up again. O'Connor over halfway. Fieldhouse and Rowley there to stop him. Hall, Edwards looking inside to Betts. Betts going back on the inside. He's had a tremendous season, as Dennis Betts for Wigan. He's on his way to Auckland at the end of the season. Fifth tackle, back to Edwards, testing Devorty. No pressure on Devorty, turns his back on the man, puts himself between the man and ball, as it were, and takes it well for Halifax. Parker to Bentley. Bentley away from one, away from two. Bentley against Connolly. No change out of Connolly and Radlinski on this left wing. Jackson fancies another run. Every time Jackson gets the ball, there seems to be an extra Wigan defender there. Kettridge can't step out of the tackle of Clark, but gets some, plays the ball quickly. Fieldhouse charging onto the short ball from Parker, takes it over halfway, the fifth tackle. Parker with a kick, finding the space down behind Connolly and Paul. That one bouncing awkwardly. Connolly is going to have to pick it up, inches in from the touchline. Gives the Halifax defence time to move up. Hagan and Parker, the two Halifax halfbacks, onto Connolly. Halifax looking to put the pressure on. Henry Paul brings it away to the 20-metre line. Half an hour gone. 6 points to for the lead, but Wigan get the penalty. Just edging in front on the penalty count now. 5 to Wigan, 4 to Halifax. Ball banged into touch, all with a quick restart to Cowie. Halifax defenders bring Cowie down 2 metres from halfway, moving up quickly. Edwards, Clark looking for Farrell. Again, Halifax defenders move forward, and again it's the two halfbacks, Hagan and Parker. Botica shows it, gives it to Connolly, who won't thank him for that one. Schuster moves in quickly to take Connolly out round the ankles. Botica looking for the space. Halifax defenders all over Botica in numbers. Edwards look for the runners, tries to put Clark into the gap, and that's another risky pass on the fifth tackle. Twigamala, danger, there could be danger here. Baldwin takes him out. Twigamala tried to get the pass away. The ball goes sailing into touch. Halifax get the feed at the scrum. In fact, he's on the last tackle. He's do apologise. It's a turnover, which Parker will bring away for Halifax to the 20-metre line. Kettridge only making 3 or 4 metres. Devorty coming up from full-back into Botica, 15 metres from halfway. Halifax making ground with the ball. Baldwin seemed to adapt to the centre position well in the second half on Sunday, after Graham Ellis had to leave the field. Another groin injury for Graham Ellis, not as serious as the one that's kept him out for so long. He should be in contention for a place on Sunday. Parker puts that one behind Radlinski. Radlinski has to drive it out from behind his own line, and it's the Halifax half-back pairing of Hagan and Parker there to make the tackle, and Halifax back in the Wigan half again, Jack.
Well, certainly it's been a good performance from Halifax. Wigan have had a lot of time to spend on defence, but that's good work for Robinson, who got the pass across to Martin Hall. And in fairness to the Wigan players, they've had a few games in the last few weeks. A lot of the players have had a lot of rugby, and that is another error. Cowie dropped the ball, and here come Fax again, charging forward. Hagan gets it out to Schuster. Well, Schuster kicks for the line. Can Bentley get there? Bentley's going to score in the corner! Great play from Halifax. John Bentley salutes the night terror from Hall, but that was a brilliant kick from John Schuster. Bentley, well, he set off like a bullet from a gun. The bounce favoured Bentley, and didn't he enjoy it? Superb score for Halifax. John Bentley will get the credit for the try, but it was created after a wonderful piece of rugby league. Great enterprise there from Schuster, and Halifax now have really got their tails up. Doesn't look too happy about it, but he's off. Mather will come on. He's on the touchline at the moment with John Pendlebury, now on the coaching staff at Central Park. Former Halifax player as well, of course. Here comes Schuster with the conversion. 10-4 at the moment. That's the quietest moment we've seen so far at Thrum Hall. And the reason why is because Schuster could concentrate on the kick. And Halifax are in the lead by 12 points to 4. We've got about 5 minutes to go to half-time. And Wigan are going to have to do it the hard way, if they're going to do it at all. The two teams, of course, meet again on Saturday. BJ Mather on, Neil Cowie off. And off we go again. Deep kick from Edwards for the restart. Well, Halifax have been fired up from the very first moment in the game. There's no doubt about that. And they've really taken the game to Wigan. And here they come again. Michael Jackson clearing the danger area fairly comfortably for Halifax. Fieldhouse. Parker. There goes Moriarty. The kick to touch is good, but Jason Robinson with a bit of dribbling skills that England might do with at Wembley tonight. They're playing Uruguay, but Robinson is playing here at Thrum Hall. Got possession and controlled it eventually. Henry Paul slipped. And every time Halifax now make a challenge, it brings a great roar of approval from the Thrum Hallers. And this, without question, is a top-class performance from Halifax. There goes Edwards across the line. Henry Paul spins, but can't escape the tacklers. And that was a standoff half, Michael Hagan. And now it's Wigan's standoff. Botica across to Edwards. Wants the angle to kick. Just pumps the ball downfield. Landed right in the muddy patch in the centre of the field. But Halifax are back in possession. We've got about 3 minutes to go to half-time. Halifax have an 8 points advantage. Just one try to Wigan. And 4 goals and a try to Halifax. The goals from Schuster, the try from Bentley. And if Halifax could get more points before half-time, and there goes Wayne Parker on a half-break. He's had a good game, Wayne Parker. In fact, I don't think there's been a player who hasn't looked impressive for Halifax so far. There's the danger man, no doubt, Schuster. Held that time by Martin Hall. He's played it quickly. Here come Halifax again, another kick, but this time Redlinski is a covering player for Wigan. And that, says the referee, is a penalty. Edwards wants to take it quickly, and does so. O'Connor. Wigan still have an unused substitute they can bring on if they wish, of course. That's Paul Aitchison. There goes Connolly across to Henry Paul. Well, Wigan not able to make a lot of progress at the moment, and that's because Halifax are moving up quickly and certainly doing a good job as far as the tackling's concerned. Henry Paul just inside the Halifax half. Wigan will want to hit back before half-time if it's possible. Edwards controlled the ball and spun it across to Botica. There goes Redlinski, inside, back to Botica. Botica making progress, and he ran straight back into Redlinski. There was a misunderstanding there, I think, with between Botica and Chris Redlinski. There goes Edwards again from a standing start. He's given the ball away. Martin Hall comes in with a tackle. And Wigan at the moment, you have to say, appear to be just a touch unsettled. BJ Mather doing the tackling. Halifax producing all the classy play at the moment. A very dogged, determined performance. Here they go again. Dennis Betts just manages to come in with a tackle on the shirt collar. Good run from Paul Rowley. He's still going. The chip kick to the line. What did the referee say? Nothing. Wigan in possession. Rowley's on the floor. The Halifax fans wanted another penalty try. The referee ignored the claims. Well, Colin Morris has now given Wigan a penalty, and it's been taken immediately, and another let-off, I think.
Well, we talk about them little decisions that go Wigan's way. You've seen one there. I know when a man's kicked the ball through, you don't have to move out of the way, but an obstruction on Paul Rowley there with the Wigan defender Henry Paul moving right into the path of Rowley as he moved through, and then as if to rub salt into the wounds, a penalty to Wigan to take him back into the Halifax half. Edwards looking for Twigamala, inviting him on the inside. Wigan on half-time, 35 metres out. Mather up quickly from acting half. Makes a lot of yards for Wigan. Takes him up to the Halifax quarter line. Edwards, quick play, gets out of one tackle. Halifax looking to hold out while half-time. Twigamala looking to put points on the board. Finally wrestled to the ground on the 5th tackle. 80 minutes up on the clock, injury time. Edwards out to Botica, brings Paul on the inside. Paul's going to get a run to the line. Can they stop him? Well, it looked as though it was going over. The referee signalled the last tackle. The hoot has gone for the end of the first half. They've got to play the ball out. Well, he's not going to do, but it's been a classic first half, Jack. I think you'll agree. That try from Bentley was willing or worthy to win any match, let alone this one. And if the first half has anything to go by, it's going to be an absolute cracker in the second half. Wigan's only points coming from the try from Connolly. Uncharacteristically, Botica, no successes with the boot. 3 penalties and a conversion to Schuster. That scorcher of a try from Bentley. Halifax leading at the break, 12 points to 4. Plenty of noise for Halifax. Plenty of noise for Halifax as they wait for the kick-off, leading 12 points to 4 at the half-time break. They're looking to keep that advantage. There's a bit of confusion there. Devoted, the man who decides to pick it up. Bentley, Halifax's try scorer, looking for more. He's got 26 this season. Jackson trying to run the angles into Clark. He's trying to wrestle his way out, Michael Jackson. Running superbly. Finally, Clark manages to wrestle him down 8 or 9 metres from halfway. But another super run from Michael Jackson. Fieldhouse had his critics in the last couple of weeks, but John Fieldhouse always seems to come up with the goods on the big occasion. And normally there's none bigger than this. Facing Wigan in front of your own fans. 5th tackle, Parker drills it down towards the bottom corner. Finds the space in between the Wigan players. Perhaps a tactic of Steve Sims at half-time to put the ball down towards those corner posts and try and contain Wigan for the 6 tackles. They did it very well once or twice in the first half, did Halifax. Now they're now looking to do it again. Henry Paul, 10 metres out from the Wigan line. Radlinski in off the wing, runs out the youngster, but only into Hagan. All from acting half to Clark. Another man, Auckland bound at the end of the season, well tackled by Fieldhouse. Hall, he's having a tremendous season for Wigan, keeping Martin Dermott out of the first team side. Farrell over halfway, pushes away Baldwin, still going forward. Fieldhouse it is who just ankle taps into the ground, the 5th tackle. There's an appeal for a knock-on. Referee looks at the linesman. Devote comes forward for it. Kettridge running into Botica. Preston, he'd love to score against his old club. Mark Preston, he's had a habit of doing it in the past. A lazy play the ball, got away in panic to Bentley. 3 Wigan defenders. Although I think 1 or 2 Wigan players are carrying injuries, but that doesn't detract from Halifax's superb performance so far. Hagan, Baldwin against Twigamala, looking for the inside ball. 5th tackle again, just inside the Wigan half. Parker again tries to drill it towards the corner, forcing Robinson right back to his own try line. Just enough momentum on the ball to carry it over the dead ball line. Now Wigan will try and play it quickly. Henry Paul cutting inside into Moriarty and Fieldhouse. O'Connor. Pettit goes up to meet him. Rowley adds a bit more weight to the tackle. Clark makes the mistake. Well, it was noticeable as they came on for the second half. Wigan players using adhesive spray on their hands. Didn't do Phil Clark a lot of good on that occasion. He spills it and gives the possession back to Halifax. On the blind side, Fieldhouse throwing the dummy, met by Twigamala. Almost himself, the size of a prop. Moriarty off the short ball, putting the shoulder down and driving forward 10 or 12 metres. Parker, Jackson off the short ball, looking for the gap. Jackson up to the 20-metre line, appeals for the high tackle. Rowley from acting out, chip through again from Rowley. A race to the ball. Wigan managed to get it dead. Halifax with the pressure on the Wigan line again. Rowley's kick almost producing a try in the first half and causing panic right on the Wigan dead ball line with that kick through. Drop out from Botica, making halfway. Bentley waits for the ball to rest. Comes inside, looks for the gap. Paul and Mather move up to meet him. Parker from acting out. Almost so in the first half, but Parker making the important yards back towards the Wigan line. Rowley has to go on his own. Does well to get out of tackles. Rowley still going forward and takes Halifax to within 8 metres. Looking for the early try. 3 minutes gone in the second half. Parker against Edwards. Martin Hall just closing up the gap so Parker couldn't get away. Fieldhouse turns it. Pettit, Hagan, Schuster calling for it. Schuster looking for the gap. Pops it up nicely, but the Wigan defence equal to the task on that bottom side. Halifax look for the quick play. Hagan drills it across the front of the post. Paul loses it behind the line. The referee is going to give the knock on by Henry Paul. There was a great cheer went up there as 2 or 3 Halifax bodies threw themselves at the ball as it bobbled so tantalisingly toward close to that Wigan line. But Halifax with a feed at the scrum. Edwards handing out his instructions at the back. Halifax with 6 more tackles. Parker switches it to Schuster. Schuster's going to have to go on his own. Plenty of power and pace. It's closed up by Connolly. That'll be 6 more as Halifax go back to the quarter line, courtesy of a Wigan boot at the play of the ball. Pettit looks for the way forward. Botica and Mather bring him down 20 metres out. Parker goes himself again. O'Connor and all just doing enough in front of the Wigan post to bring him down. Parker a bit slow to get to his feet there. Halifax can ill afford to lose him. Baldwin wrestling with Twigamala. 5 metres out from the Wigan line. Fieldhouse off the short ball, into trouble, gets the pass away. Hagan to Kettridge. Superb ball from Kettridge back to Hagan. But Hagan swamped again by the Wigan defence. And Halifax still 10 metres out. Rowley from acting half. Gets the long pass out. Baldwin to Preston. And Preston would love, as I said earlier, would love to score one against his old side. He's gone in at the corner. Wigan defence sucked into the middle of the field. Halifax coming up on the open side. Baldwin putting Preston in on the outside to give Halifax an even bigger cushion and extend the lead to 16 points to 4. 100% record, 4 from 4, 4 from 5, make it 5 from 6. He did miss that one earlier in the first half. He's not missed that one. 14 points with a kick from Schuster. Wigan tries something different from the kick-off. Fieldhouse takes it out of there like a fullback. Devote driving forward. 1 or 2 tired Wigan legs perhaps after so many games, but here come Halifax again. They don't care, they want the 2 league points to increase their chances of a top 4 position. Kettridge takes it over halfway. Moriarty off the short ball, charging through, rampaging through into the Wigan defence. Superb run by Moriarty. It's the 5th tackle to Hagan. Dean opts to put it down into the bottom corner. Safety first play from Halifax. Well, it doesn't appear that Carl Gillespie's out on the field yet. They must be working on Parker to try and get him back on. Wigan come up with it, with a man advantage. Mather looking for the gap. Only recently come back from serious injury, Barry John Mather on the transfer list earlier in the season at 150,000. And that's a superb tackle by Ketry, John Clark. A king hit, as they call it in Australia. Halifax defending stoutly. Botica, support from Mather. Schuster, another big hit by the Western Samoan. Fifth tackle. Mather slow to get to his feet, back to Edwards for the kick. Jackson tries to put the pressure on, but Edwards gets it away. Devorty waits underneath it. Devorty drives it back. Robinson and Betts stop him after 10 or 11 metres. Dean from acting half to Bentley. Roar of approval, or roars from the Halifax crowd as Bentley sets off again. There's a late one going in there, the linesman's not seeing it. Perrott up towards halfway, trying to spin out of the tackles. Bentley using the short side into O'Connor. 15 metres inside the Wigan half. Fieldhouse driving forward, John Fieldhouse. Good yards made by the Halifax prop. Fifth tackle. Dean manages to get one away. Pressure on Paul, Schuster underneath it. But Radlinski collects it for Wigan. Halifax tried to hold out with 12 men, Jack. No sign of Wayne Parker just yet.
Great effort nonetheless from Halifax, and it's going to be an uphill fight now for Wigan. Well, they've done it before. I remember last season in the Challenge Cup they did it against Hull, and here goes Connolly inside the Halifax half of the field for really the first time in the game. Good work from Betts, good play from Wigan. Edwards, was that obstruction? Well, no, said the referee. Edwards is going backwards at the moment. He gets the ball to Martin Hall. There goes Martin Hall charging forward. It's been a great effort from Halifax, but Wigan now putting pressure on them. 18-4, what a game, and a great atmosphere tonight at Thrum Hall. Halifax back in possession. Not much going right for Wigan, but take nothing away from Halifax tonight. They've literally played like a team possessed. And here they are again. Good work from Devorty. Jinking and twisting his way up to the halfway line. And there goes Bentley. Paul Rowley caught for one off the ball. He's on the floor at the moment. It was BJ Mather involved. Rowley back on his feet. Halifax don't need him. They're streaking forward. There goes Craig Dean. Points available perhaps. Connolly with a brilliant tackle on the Halifax fullback. Well, the danger's not over. Halifax again heading for the corner. It's up in the air. They're coming back towards the centre of the field. Good work from Halifax. Wigan are stretched. Again, the final tackle comes in. We're up to the last tackle now, signalled by the referee, Colin Morris. 18-4. Will they go for the drop goal? They're going to run the ball. Grubber kick comes in. Via Twiglamala is there. It's a dropout under the post. And Wigan, I would say, have not been put under as much pressure as this in a game all season. 18-4, whichever way you look at it, and we're not familiar with looking at it like this. The Wigan team at the moment look a touch rattled. Don't write them off though. Halifax coming forward again. Wigan player down injured, took the full force of the tackle. And here come Fax again. It's Paul Moriarty driving forward. Henry Paul's back on his feet after treatment. And Wigan still have a lot of work defensively to do. Paul Rowley still going forward. Rowley should have got the ball out to the supporting player. He got Simon Baldwin in support. The ball didn't arrive. Drop goal comes in. It's just wide. Schuster with the right footer. He'll be disappointed because it was right in front. Had time to line it up. And I remember Wigan coming back from the death here at Thrum Hall in a Challenge Cup tie in the snow. On that particular occasion, it was a drop goal that settled it from Joe Lydon. He's on the backroom staff at Central Park. probably biting his fingernails down to the wick on the bench. Wigan trail 18-4, Mather in possession. They've lost one so far in the league this season, and Halifax will do Leeds a massive favour if they win this one tonight. Robinson goes forward, they haven't won it yet, he's dropped the ball. Halifax back in possession and looking dangerous, and Paul Rowley, the hooker, has had a marvellous game. Certainly must be in contention for the man of the match award tonight. Rowley, he's had a great game, looks tired at the moment, but no wonder, he's really put himself about. Kettridge in the thick of the action, and that's a knock-on. Bit of over-ambition perhaps, and enthusiasm creeping into the game, and John Fieldhouse is just saying to his troops, let's just calm it down. That could be what's needed now for Halifax. Wigan will get head and ball from the scrum. Great night for Halifax. 15 minutes gone in the second half. There's time for a comeback, but it's got to be now, or it might be never, as far as Wigan are concerned. They're in possession, switch of play from Edwards via Twiglamala. Has he found a gap? No, he hasn't. He was ankle tapped by Baldwin. He's still got the ball out to Phil Clark. Was that obstruction? Clark drives in beyond Robinson. He picks it up from acting halfback. Brilliant tackling from Halifax at the moment. O'Connor can't run clear. Edwards might set off down the centre of the field. Good support from Robinson, but he's tackled as well. Fieldhouse comes in. Well, if it moves, Halifax have tackled it tonight, there's no doubt about that. Botica steps inside. Wigan desperate to keep the ball alive and desperate to get 6 points on the board. Here comes Edwards. He's got support now from Phil Clark. Back across to Martin Hall. Martin Hall heading for the line. Good handling from Henry Paul. Great defence from Halifax. They're under pressure. Last tackle signalled by Morris. I think Edwards, surely a chance for Wigan. He's turned it back inside. That's the wrong option. And the interception, well, it's going to be a knock-on. But for once, Sean Edwards took the wrong option. On the left-hand side, players were queuing up. He turned it back inside, and the chance was lost. But they could resurrect it now with head and ball from the scrum. Great atmosphere, fabulous game. And no change in that scoreline. 18-4 to Halifax. Cowie back on. BJ Mather off. Paul Aitchison on. Not sure who else has gone off, but somebody has. Aitchison's going to loose forward. Edwards in possession. Botica, Henry Paul. Spins, turns, can't find any space. Botica again, back to Edwards. Edwards this time on that left-hand side. Good ball, Wigan could be in. Good tackling from Halifax. They're not going to make it in that left-hand corner yet. They've had 2 tackles, I think they've used 2 tackles up. They've got to come back inside. A drive from O'Connor. It tests the Halifax defence. And now Wigan desperate for a score. Turn the ball back inside. Henry Paul's knocked on. And that was a great chance. And it hasn't been a good night for Wigan. And they're going to make a substitution. Halifax are going to make a substitution. Carl Gillespie is coming on. And I think Paul Moriarty is going off. And what a rousing reception he gets, and he fully deserves it. He must be tired. Andy Farrell is the other Wigan player who went off earlier. And Paul Moriarty is getting the cheers of the Halifax supporters. Quite deservedly so as well. Referees having all kinds of problems with the scrum. Edwards will feed it for Wigan. Wigan need to score to get themselves back in the game. That was feeding, or was it? The referee's still not happy. Well, that's about the 3rd attempt he's had at the scrum. Why doesn't he give a penalty to somebody? Edwards, in it goes. Well, it didn't really, did it? It went somewhere in the vicinity. Connolly steps forward. Good tackling from Halifax. Great moments these for Fax. But here comes Aitchison, just on as a substitute for Farrell. That's Via Twiglamala trying to force his way forward. There could be a surprise result at Thrum Hall tonight. It'll start off a bit of a celebration. There goes Cowie. That's if Halifax win. 18-4. I'll tell you something, it's going to be one hell of a finish if Wigan can get a score here at the moment. They keep the ball alive, great chance, and the ball didn't go out again, and they're going to keep it alive. Via Twiglamala, a yard from the line, should have got it out, it didn't come. Chris Rudlinski was waiting. That was a knock-on, and the referee said no. Unbelievable. He signalled the sixth tackle, though. Robinson to Edwards. Kick for the corner. Phil Clark is there. Could be a score on here. It's offside. Won't count. Great defence from Halifax nonetheless. And Fax back in possession. Wigan really up against it. Midway through the second half, Wigan trail 18-4.
Well, it's no surprise Phil Clark was penalised there. Him and Sean Edwards have spent most of the game playing for Halifax. They've been in the Halifax line. But the mistake, giving Wigan the advantage as Wigan return the favour. And Halifax come away from their own line with Kettridge. And there's 19 minutes to go. Wigan needing to score 3 times. Jackson going forward, carrying over the top, managing to keep all till Paul and Betts get there. Rowley to Bentley, coming inside, Bentley almost brushing tacklers off. Betts helps him another yard forward. Bentley's looking to get up quickly and play the ball. Devorty charging through, steps inside, 20-metre line. Hagan sensibly keeping hold of the ball. There could have been an obstruction there, but Halifax back, putting the pressure on. Jackson out wide. Jackson will go for the line inside. Twiglamala trying to brush Clark away, keeps it alive, but Wigan come up with it. Edwards collects it for Wigan. Well, Jackson just trying to be a little too adventurous on that occasion. Although Wigan are penned down by their own line, Halifax must make sure they stop there. Robinson quickly playing it to himself. Acres of space against Preston. Preston around the bottom. Gillespie back quickly with Rowley slow to his feet. Heavy strapping on that left thigh. After the dead leg, Botica goes for the gap. Halifax don't take the dummy. And Botica is thrown to the ground by Fieldhouse and Hagan. 5 metres inside the Halifax half. Edwards looking for runners. A bit of confusion. Botica manages to find O'Connor in a bit of space. Aitchison trying to turn his back, but nobody there. 5th tackle, Botica to Twiglamala. What can Twiglamala do? Nothing. Kicks it forward to Jackson. Jackson away from one. Inside Robinson. Twiglamala comes back and does well to restrain himself from taking Jackson's head off. Perrick driving forward. Robinson stops him. Clock ticking away. Halifax leading 18-14. Kettridge almost out of Cowie's grasp. Clark just getting there to double up to put Kettridge down. Bentley fancies another run. Doesn't make it to halfway. Betts it is with a tackle. Gillespie sporting the headgear with 13 stitches in the back of the head, but making good yards. 5th tackle. Halifax will look to drill it into the corner again. Hagan it is that puts it forward, collected by Connolly. Connolly looking for the space, gets it away to Clark, juggles with it. Clark out to Botica, to Twiglamala. Twiglamala fancies a run on the outside. Jackson brings him down with Perrick. Sims saw Twiglamala as a threat. It's been sussed out so far up to now, and it brings great cheers every time the Western Samoan's brought down. Connolly tackles himself on that bottom side. Wigan back in the Halifax half with Paul offloading it to Betts. Another big hit by John Fieldhouse. De facto O'Connor, not Betts. Edwards, this is Betts. He turns it back inside to Cowie. Cowie with a strength. Betts, but the pass is forward. Betts doesn't agree with it. Halifax supporters do. They're going wild. And that's the 8th handling error to Wigan. I don't think there's been a match this season when they've made so many errors. And if they're going to carry on making more errors, put some more of that spray on. Devote driving it away, the extra forward, playing at full-back. Hagan, Baldwin, happy to make the 10 metres. Paul it is that brings him down, Preston up quickly from acting half. Betts moves in to close him down, Preston out of one, out of two, looking for the gap. O'Connor and Cowie, he'll not get away when them two have their hands on him. Rowley looking for the quick play, Jackson trying to shrug off the tackles on halfway. That looked like a spear tackle from Cowie, trying to turn Jackson upside down. Rowley, little chip down towards that touchline. Is it going to bounce in? It does eventually. That's a superb roll of the ball off the kick from Paul Rowley. And it puts Wigan 10 metres away from their own line again. 18-14 Halifax lead, 15 minutes to go. And after seeing the displays against Widnes, St Helens earlier in the season, Halifax supporters must be heartened by this, surely the best display so far by the Thrumall team, defending a home record that sees only 2 defeats. Betts off the short ball, well tackled by Gillespie. Edwards, that look forward, there were appeals, but play continues. Botica looking for runners. Henry Paul up from full-back, stepping inside, elusive customer. Henry Paul gets to halfway, brought down by Rowley and Gillespie. Wigan looking for the quick play. Cowie barging forward. 5th tackle again. Clark, 2. Edwards looking for the options and a chip over the top. Gillespie is that collects it. He'll get up and continue it. But just that momentary lapse allows the Wigan defence to get up to him. Kettridge just running the ball out, making the hard yards up the middle. Bentley looking for space, 10 metres from halfway. Another good run by the Halifax captain. And another change with Mark Perrott limping off to be replaced by Moriarty. Well, it's going to be difficult to pick a man of the match this evening. Every Halifax player playing superbly. Hagan almost breaking through again. 5th tackle, Fieldhouse. 2, Dean for the kick, charged down by Botica. Halifax will get 6 more. Schuster gathers it for Halifax. Kettridge taking the pass inside from Bentley. Driving it up, giving Halifax chance to organise. Moriarty. That short ball off Hagan. Similar to the one that put him in for his try against Workington. Gillespie trying to wrestle away from the grasp of Tuigamala. Rolling from acting half, down on one knee and back up again. But Edwards and O'Connor all over him. Rowley will make no further yards forward. 5th tackle, back to Kettridge. Kettridge attempts the drop goal, doesn't get it off the ground. Aitchison will watch it run dead. Well, if Martin Kettridge has any other kicking duties for Halifax, hoping they're going to be a bit higher than that one. But Halifax lead by 14 points. 12 minutes to go. Cowie steps through Dean, but not Moriarty. Moriarty has the size and the bulk to bring Cowie down on halfway. International teammates in the Welsh European Championship winning team. But not tonight. Clark from acting half finds a gap, plenty of speed, almost up to the 20-metre line. Appeals for a knock-on. Referee looking at the linesman. One of them's given it. Phil Clark, another mistake. Well, Halifax have taken the game to Wigan, challenged them all the way and beat them in every department so far. The defence has been superb, and despite winning by 18 points to 4, they've had 1 or 2 more chances. Michael Jackson's going to come back into play. Colin Morris says yes, okay, carry on. Dean feeds. Up from the back to Egan. Egan will drive it into Botica and Aitchison. Dean from acting half, sees the cover, goes himself, makes 10 metres. Quite at home, of course, in the scrum half roll is Craig Dean. Fieldhouse off the short ball. It's almost spinning out of the tackle. All doing well to put him down. As Halifax go back up towards halfway with Kettridge. Into the last 10 minutes. Kettridge struggling to his feet. Devote steps inside. Finds a gap again. O'Connor it is that brings him down. Bentley will go from acting half. The kicks come off Edwards. Connolly back at full-back. Steps inside. And gets it to Radlinski. But no way through for him. Well tackled by Craig Dean. Cowie against Moriarty again. But Moriarty just reels him in with John Fieldhouse. Clark off the short ball. Looking for the gap. Manages to keep hold of it this time. Edwards trapped up by Gillespie, thrown to the floor. Edwards managed to get the pass away to Robinson, but Robinson runs back into tacklers 10 metres inside the Halifax half. Edwards looking for options. Risky pass to Betts. Betts does well to keep hold of it. One out of the back to Edwards. Clark on hand again. Out to Connolly. Connolly back inside to Botica. Wigan keep it alive, but they're not going forward. Robinson's brought down on the 5th tackle, 30 metres out, playing for the extra couple of metres. Edwards opts to put one in the air. Plenty underneath. Aitchison, the man to take it. Halifax bring him down and defend well for another 6 tackles. There's less than 10 minutes to go. Do you think Wigan can score 3 times, Jack?
It's looking unlikely now. It looks as though Wigan are on the way to the 2nd league defeat of the season. The other one occurred in Yorkshire, of course, against Leeds at Headingley. It's been a top-class performance from Halifax. And Wigan, well, I think the players themselves would tell you they weren't impressed with the performance on Saturday, despite the fact that they beat Oldham fairly comfortably in the Challenge Cup semi-final. But take nothing away from Halifax tonight. They really have turned in a superb display. Fieldhouse goes forward. Across it goes. Good work again from Moriarty. Now back on after having a rest. Radlinski picks up the ball. A Halifax player rides in agony on the floor. Meanwhile, good run from Chris Radlinski. Tackled on the shoulder, said the referee Morris. Not too sure. Betts inside to Veer Twiglamala. Wrapped up by Fieldhouse. Another top performer tonight for Halifax, John Fieldhouse. Robinson goes down the blind side, got to go it alone. Tackled by Preston. Clark took the short ball from Sean Edwards. O'Connor makes it to the edge of the Halifax 20-metre line. It's now or never, surely, as far as Wigan are concerned. Henry Paul sucks them in, turns the ball to Aitchison. Aitchison drop kicks for the line. Well, the referee has given a tap on the 20-metre line. Aitchison went down. It looked to me like he was held back, but no real complaint, especially after what went on in the first half. Bentley headed the ball back. Plenty of soccer skills on view. And the referee, I think, is sending Bentley to the sin bin. I can only assume that that is for time wasting. I'm not too sure. The ball was being played up. I think Bentley headed it back. Whatever the situation, he'll take no further part in the game. There's under 10 minutes left. Halifax still in the lead, 18-4. Bentley showing some indiscipline. He's in the sin bin. Halifax have to play out the remainder of the match with 12 men. Here comes John Schuster. Plenty of speculation at the moment about his future, of course. Contract up at the end of the season. If we're to believe what's in the press, every man and his dog wants to sign him. They will after tonight. Halifax still moving the ball forward. Fieldhouse. Really turned back the ears tonight, John Fieldhouse. Great display. Another long, deep kick which will put Wigan under pressure. That's judged to perfection. Brilliant touch finder. One suspects are now preparing for a night of celebration. Here come Wigan with Inga. And he hasn't been able to get away all evening. Great work from Halifax. Connolly's trying to make an impression. Wigan have got to get the ball somehow up to the other side of the field, and they might do it now. There could be a score here. Edwards, has he got the legs? He's chased all the way to the corner. Edwards will score. Michael Hagan chased him. He won't catch him. Wigan have a lifeline. Under 5 minutes to go. Edwards scores. There's still a lot to do. It's 18-8, the second try for Wigan. And a fairly unusual situation, one suspects. Botica hasn't kicked a goal so far tonight. All the Wigan points have come from tries. And if he does, you've got to ask the question, I suppose, can Wigan do it? And he comes, and over it goes. It's 18-10. Wigan definitely have a lifeline, but not much more. The clock is against them. They're over. They need 2 scores, remember. 18-10. And Halifax, remember, down to 12 men. Bentley in the sin bin for a petulant act, really. Morris was having none of it. And all of a sudden, Halifax are in no hurry to restart the action. 2 tries for Wigan, 2 as well for Halifax, of course, but the difference has been the kicking of Schuster. He's kicked 5 to Botica's 1. 8 points the difference. Veer-Twiglamala off on a run. Oh, can Wigan do it? Veer-Twiglamala should have passed it. He had Robinson and Edwards in support. There goes Martin Hall. Are they going to do it? Well, a bit of soccer skill, really. It wasn't a good pass from Martin Hall. Halifax back in possession. And that was a golden opportunity for Wigan. And now they've got to get back to stop the run of Carl Gillespie. Rowley sets off. Edge of the 20-metre line. Edwards has missed him. I think it's O'Connor who got back eventually. Gillespie, 5 yards short. More pressure from Halifax. Well, if they score now, they can start the celebrations. They're still down to 12 men, remember, and they're a yard from the Wigan try line. Last tackle signalled by the referee, Colin Morris. And it's died in the tackle. The changeover. Wigan in possession with Cowie. And play at the moment deep in the Halifax half of the field. Henry Paul. And if ever Wigan needed some inspiration, they need it now, straight away. There's Edwards. He's got a try a few moments ago. Turns it back to Martin Hall. He goes back into the thick and the ruck. Good tackling from Fieldhouse, who really has a tremendous second half. Not a bad player, not a bad performance coming from any of the Halifax players tonight, in fairness. But 1 or 2 have stood out. Fieldhouse certainly one of them. Rydlinski slipped. And dare I say it, Wigan are slipping to their second league defeat of the season. 18-10, Botica looks for support, finds it from Inga. Inga back outside to Henry Paul, up in the air, ran straight in to Moriarty. Referee said play on. And the seconds beginning to tick away. Nobody leaving the ground, and you can't blame them. Been another great advert for rugby league, and a great feather in the cap of all the players at Halifax, and of course coach Steve Sims as well, who's just left his position on the gantry, incidentally. Another touch finder, which won't find touch. Aitchison collects it for Wigan. And I think we're just approaching the time added on for the extras by the referee for injuries. It's still 18-10. Chris Radlinski trying to make an impression. And Wigan know now they've got to get the ball upfield somehow, quickly. It goes out to the left-hand side. An opportunity perhaps in the dying moments. Wigan are going to score. They're in. Are they? Oh, it's trapped by Edwards. It's a try. A second one for Edwards. And if Botica kicks it, there's 2 points in it. What a comeback, what a game. Can Wigan do it? We're deep into injury time. Well, the score moves on to 18-14. The nod and the word from the timekeepers is maybe he'll blow the hooter after this kick. It's 18-14. The kick comes in. It's 18-16. And it's all over. Wigan have lost for the second time this season. But my goodness, they almost snatched it at the death. But a great night for Halifax. They'll enjoy the celebrations. And Leeds will be delighted as well with their close rivals. Halifax have done them a great favour. Wigan lose for the second time this season. Just 2 points in it in the end. The final score on a great night at Thrum Hall. Halifax 18, Wigan 16.